Maritime Made on Eastlink is presented by Nova Scotia Business Inc., helping companies large and small grow through export.
In beautiful Marguerite, Cape Breton, Larch Wood Enterprises is creating handcrafted end grain cutting boards using locally sourced eastern larch, and the results are stunning.
Larch Wood Enterprises' main business is making cutting boards, end grain cutting boards, and we also do a lot of custom work. We do countertops, we make chairs, we do some flooring as well, but cutting boards is 95% of our business. First of all, they're made from larch, and larch is not used very much. It had a lot of use in the past for boat building and fence posts and things like that, but it has a strong antimicrobial property, so it kills bacteria. It's a very beautiful tree and has bold grain patterning on the boards, and there are end grain. End grain cutting board, you cut with the grain of the wood and not against the grain of the wood, so they self-heal.
The locally sourced larch logs are loaded up and leveled in place. The bark is removed. Then the lumber is milled into 1 1/4 inch pieces. The lumber is trimmed on a chop saw, then loaded onto a pallet and stored in the yard, ready for the kiln.
Larchwood's philosophy is mainly to provide employment in an area, beautiful area of Nova Scotia where people would love to live here, and it's a year-round business. Most people who work here, have a seasonal job, and so I would say that's our number one mission. Our second mission is to make a beautiful product and actually show that something like this can be done here in Nova Scotia, that we can actually start from the beginning and with a tree and make something out of it rather than just ship off the logs.
In the processing area, the kiln-dried lumber is cut to size on a chop saw. Any extra pieces are collected and sold for kindling. Next, each piece is run through the planer to smooth out the rough cuts made in the mill. Then each piece is loaded one at a time into the gang rip, where each piece is cut to the correct width. Next, the four-sided planer works all sides of each piece to a smoother finish. Different lengths are stacked together with their all-important end grains revealed. Here, the woodworker covers each piece of wood with glue and loads it into the clamp carrier. He chooses each piece based upon the visible end grain as he designs the pattern that will appear on the top of the finished cutting board. The machine compresses the wood together for 30 minutes.
The owner asked me to run the business, and I stepped in and we started with marketing flooring, and flooring was not working. There was too many different types of flooring on the market, laminated, etc. And we came up with, I think we made a gift for someone. We made a cutting board as a gift for someone, and we looked at the quality of it and thought, let's try cutting boards. I think it's just a unique product. It's very beautiful. People are attracted to them. Right from the get-go, the first trade show we went to, people just kind of are mesmerized by them. And it's, it's not us, it's the wood. First of all, it's a fairly high-end product, and a high-end product you want to spread around the globe as much as possible. And we started in Canada. We were successful in Canada. The next step was to go into the US, which is the obvious step. And going into the US, we went to multiple trade shows, a lot of trade shows in different places. And some of them are international trade shows, so then you start to get a more international clientele coming as well.
After the gluing, the piece goes through another planer that removes any glue drips and smooths the surface. Next, cross cuts are made on the table saw, quality checking at every step along the way. Then these pieces are stacked for the second gluing. Here, each piece is rolled in glue and stacked into a clamp. The pieces are gently knocked into their final position, and then the clamp applies pressure for 30 minutes to create a good bond. After gluing, the board is ready for the band sander. This is the heaviest grit sander in the production line, at 60 grit. Each board is run through the band sander 2 or 3 times on each side. During this process, any excess glue is removed and precise thickness of the board is achieved. Next, the board goes through the 2-headed sander with a much finer sandpaper. Sanding and squaring the edges is the next step. Then, edges are rounded on a router. The finished board has to not only look beautiful, it needs to feel smooth. Here, the logo is burned into the underside of the board with a heated stamp. The last step in the production process is the finishing sanding. Using various levels of sandpaper and a lot of hard work, these boards will end up silky to the touch after over 30 minutes of hand sanding. In the finishing room, 2 coats of food-grade mineral oil are brushed on. The boards dry between the coats as the oil soaks in and protects the wood. After drying completely, each board is waxed with a combination of beeswax and mineral oil to condition the board. Soft rubber feet are screwed into the bottom to prevent slipping, and then packaged up for safe shipping. These stunning boards are made in many shapes and sizes and are shipped to customers all around the world.
The future, who knows what the future will bring? It's an unknown future in many ways, but about 4 years ago we started to pay a lot more attention to selling online. We opened our own Amazon stores, amazon.ca and amazon.com. We've revamped the website and we've done a lot of marketing, Facebook marketing, Google advertising, Amazon advertising, and I feel that's where the future is in the online market. And more retail and less wholesale, actually. A focus on export is really important, although, you know, I'm also believe in local prosperity and, you know, and sustainability, but export is very helpful. It's probably 40%, 40 to 45% of our business now, which is pretty good. And in the future, it probably will be more than 40%. I mean, we have a lot of employees here now, and it's because of export, yeah.